Hello and welcome to the first fiscal news in 2023.
Today we will cover the most important fiscal news from the following countries:
Spain,
Germany,
Sweden,
Croatia,
Hungary,
Turkey.
Stay with us. Draft regulation for the newly announced fiscalization in Spain. The Spanish Ministry of Finance has been working on regulations in relation to the new changes in fiscalization that will be present in Spain, probably from next year on. As a reminder, Spain, except for the Basque region, is currently a non-fiscal country, but this will change soon. More precisely, the Spanish Ministry of Finance has published a draft resolution that, once adopted, will establish the requirements for software and systems to support the billing processes of businesses and professionals. This law will have a significant impact on current invoice issuance processes. It will require implementing new invoice content requirements, including a QR code, and the generation of billing records by January 2024. This will require major changes in all sectors, and it is considered necessary to standardize and modernize the computer programs that support the accounting, billing, and management of businesses and entrepreneurs. The draft decree ensures billing software meets the legal requirements of integrity, conservation, accessibility, legibility, traceability, and inalterability of billing records. It sets standards for systems known as SIF, Sistemas Informáticos de Facturación.
The distinction between a tax number and a VAT number in Germany. The tax identification number given by the tax office where the business is registered is known as the Steuernummer. It is used for all correspondence, audits, and day-to-day operations with the tax authorities, as well as in VAT returns. The VIES number, also known as the VAT ID number, is used for all intra-community transactions. A Steuernummer application must be made by a foreign company at the relevant tax office. In Germany, depending on the German federal state where the company is established, you are allocated a specific tax office. After receiving the Steuernummer, a second application must be submitted to the federal tax office in order to obtain the VAT identification number. VIES optionally provides a unique reference number that can be used to prove to a tax authority that a particular VAT number was confirmed at the time of purchase.
The introduction of e-invoicing in Sweden. The Agency of Digital Government, along with the Swedish Companies Registration Office and the Tax Agency, has submitted a formal request to the Swedish government to investigate the conditions for adopting mandatory e-invoicing in the B2B and G2B sectors. It is important to state that there are no clear timelines yet for Sweden to impose the e-invoicing obligation. According to the proposal, the investigation should be completed as soon as possible. What is a control unit device in the fiscal system of Sweden? A very important part of the Swedish fiscalization system is the control unit device. It must be properly connected to the cash register to be in compliance with the legal and technical legislation. A control unit device is a hardware physical unit and must be certified before it can be used. The main purpose of this device is to store and sign receipts. Also very important, the control of transactions by the tax authority, which is performed with a control unit device. Of course, it has a large number of functions that are predefined in the regulations, but in general, storing fiscal transactions is one of the most important features. The cash register will send fiscal receipt data to this device, and the control unit device will generate a special code that must be placed on the fiscal receipt known as the control code.
Croatia plans to introduce tips into the fiscalization system. The Croatian Chamber of Commerce is preparing a draft law according to which tips or gratuities would be included in the system of fiscalization of caterers, and the date of its entry into force is being discussed. The Association of Hospitality Business of the Croatian Chamber of Commerce announced January 30th, 2023. With the introduction of tips in the tax system, tips become non-taxable income up to a certain amount on an annual basis. All tip income over the agreed upon tax-free limit will be taxed as other income in order to avoid the risk of misuse of tax-free income. Taxation of other income is certainly a more favorable option for everyone than the current situation, according to the Association of Hospitality Businesses, adding that it is necessary to define the annual tax-free limit.
What are the first published dates for the introduction of e-receipts in Hungary? The National Tax and Customs Administration of Hungary has published an overview brochure defining the main elements of the future e-receipt concept. Inside the brochure is the first information on timelines for the introduction of the use of e-receipt by taxpayers in this country. Currently, there is no single specific regulation in terms of any details relevant to the implementation of e-receipts in Hungary in terms of legal or technical requirements. Based on the implementation plan published in the above-mentioned NTCA brochure, the current dates are as follows. During the autumn of 2023, the adoption of the first legislation is expected, with the current predictions indicating that the regulation will be in place no later than the end of 2023. Solutions that will be able to issue e-receipts will be available to begin getting their authorizations by the end of Q1 2024. Starting in July 2024, it will be possible to put into operation and use the first authorized EPG solutions. This is subject to change depending on the passing of the previous phases. By Q3 2028, it is expected that no operable OPGs, online cash registers that are currently used, will be possible to use since they will be replaced with the new digitally advanced solutions, the EPG solutions.
Turkey introduces QR codes on B2B and B2C e-invoices. The Turkish Revenue Authority has announced that taxpayers will be required to include quick response codes, QR codes, on several documents issued using the e-document system starting on September 1st, 2023. These documents include e-factura invoices for business-to-business and business-to-government transactions, e-archive for all business-to-customer transactions, as well as e-delivery notes that report on physical movements of goods. QR codes are two-dimensional barcodes that can be scanned using a smartphone or other devices. They contain information that can be quickly and easily read by machines, making them ideal for tax documents that require fast and accurate processing. The implementation of QR codes on these tax documents is expected to further promote the adoption of e-invoicing and other electronic tax documents, as well as reduce the administrative burden on taxpayers. It will also make it easier for tax authorities to monitor and enforce compliance with tax regulations.
That will be all for today. Thank you for always watching us and following us.
If you want to know more about these countries, make sure to visit our fiscal portal.
That will be all. Bye.
Bye.